Hi there, how was your day? The Last of Us is one of the greatest games of our generation. It changed gaming forever and now it's changing TV forever. It's great, but here's the thing. I'm British. And as a Brit, I don't approve of the excessive amount of guns in the game, and so I took it upon myself to fight for king and country and not touch a single gun throughout the whole thing. How did it go? Watch and find out. We begin the game as all good games start, cradling our dying daughter in our arms in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. We then flash forward 20 years to a now completely post-apocalyptic world. Our best friend Tess breaks into our house and tells us about some guy who nicked all our guns. On our mission to get our guns back, which, like, why if we're not even gonna use them? To each their own, I guess. We run into a couple of infected. Luckily enough for me though, I'm able to just strangle one and sneak past the others. Yep, I managed to not get in a fist fight with a bunch of zombies. Well, Tess, come on. I was just gonna leave them. Oh no! Moving further forward and questioning why I ever brought Tess with me, I run into a couple of goons who want me dead. Now's probably a good time to get into the nitty-gritty of combat throughout this playthrough. Now, just because we can't use guns doesn't mean that we can't use things like shivs, bows, explosives, and even our own fists. And given the fact that Joel has somehow survived a full 2 decades in this apocalypse and doesn't even have a knife on him, we have to resort to just beating the crap out of these guys the old-fashioned way. After tactically sneaking past some more goons, we find the guy we were looking for, kill him, and find a new guy. This is Marlene, and it turns out she has our guns, but she's not just gonna hand them over to us. No, we're gonna have to do a favor for her if we want them back. We can't even use them. Turns out that favor is really advanced babysitting, because she wants us to take this little girl Ellie to the Capitol building in the middle of the zombie-infested city. What could go wrong? After escorting Ellie for literally 2 seconds, we discover that she's infected. Too bad we can't shoot her. Ignoring that previous groundbreaking revelation, we make our way through this giant tilted tower and run into this room. This is a room chock full of zombies. The best way to take them out is obviously sneaking around and picking them off one by one, right? Right? You haven't seen me. You haven't seen me. Oh, I think he saw me. Stay back! Oh, wait a second. Oh, good. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay. Okay. I don't think I can survive this. I think I'm just prolonging the inevitable. Just take me out. Oh, wait. I can just do that. Okay. Okay, this is fine. We're just gonna have to do a couple of laps. There's no way that worked. There is no way we got away with that. Oh my god. From here we migrate down to an old subway where we find our first Molotov cocktail, aka the most important tool in our arsenal. Using this we can take down big crowds a hell of a lot easier. We then emerge from the creepy ass subway and make our way to the creepy ass museum. Making our way through the museum we get split off from Tess and Ellie, sneak our way past a herd of clickers and find ourselves in a fist fight with just a bunch of zombies. Like a bunch of zombies? One could even say too many. No worries though, I brute force my way through them and stroll over to the Capitol building where Tess reveals that she's been bitten. At the exact same time, a bunch of evil government dudes pull up with guns I can only dream of using, and Tess shoos us away and sacrifices herself. Rest in peace, Tess. You were bloody annoying. On my way out, I'm extra sure to Molotov the evil government dudes before taking a breather. It's here where Joel comes up with the worst idea ever. Going to Bill's. In a normal playthrough, going to Bill's is perfectly fine. You bust into this man's town, take a bunch of his stuff, almost break his arm, almost get him killed, guilt him with the death of his boy toy, and leave with his car. You even get to pick up a bow, and remember when I said that Molotovs were the most important part of our arsenal? Well, here's the thing. I was lying, because this little beauty is the most important part of our arsenal. The bow is like a much crappier gun, but lucky for me, crappy is my speciality, and since this technically isn't a gun, we can get away with using it. But aside, however, we can't just go through this town like normal, because somewhere in the middle of it all, we fall into this trap. You hang upside down, shoot some zombies, and get set free. But I can't shoot zombies, and this is mandatory. The game does not give the option to skip this. So, is it over? Are we finished? Well, no, not exactly. See, even if the game doesn't want me to skip this section, that doesn't mean that it's impossible, because using a cheeky little glitch, I can pass the section entirely, no guns needed. The glitch is far too complicated to explain here, but what I will explain is my 4-hour-long journey to getting the glitch to work. That is not exaggeration. This simple 30-second glitch took me 4 hours. When I first started trying out the glitch, I couldn't get it to work. I kept on trying, but it just was not happening. So instead of looking further into it to see if I was missing a couple steps or just trying some more until I get it right, I decided that it must be because the version of the game that I'm playing on is too recent to perform this glitch on. It must have been patched in an update, said me, not knowing anything at all about anything at all, and so I decided to restore the game to an earlier version where the glitch could still be performed, and in doing so, I accidentally deleted all of my save data, including the save data that I had just spent the last 2.5 hours playing through. After that colossal screw up, I actually restored the game to an earlier version and played through everything leading up to that point again. After finally making it back, I practiced the glitch a few more times with guns, and after getting it to work consistently, I decided to swap over to using my bow. Alright. Okay. This is really nerve-wracking. Okay. Okay, we got it. Options. Display. We want to mess with the frame rate because technical reasons, and we go down the ladder like this. Alright, that allows us to glitch off. Then we just kind of do that. We don't crouch, we just run through this at the left side. And then we book it. Absolutely book it over here. Get rid of that. The door should not be there. Yes! Oh my god, we did it! Oh my god. Okay. This is all going so well. Okay. Oh my god, we did it! Okay, then we go over here. We get sprinting speed. Okay, sprinting speed has been gotten. Okay, come on. Okay, then we need to grab this. Okay, we take the ammo. Then we run out to this. Then we run back. Right, and then we just book it. We book it to the door. Come on. Yes! Oh my god! Oh, we did it! Ah! Oh, dude! Oh, we did it! Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh, we did it! Yes! That took 2 hours! 2 hours for that! Let's go! If you don't feel compelled to subscribe by now, I don't know what's gonna convince you. Hey, that's not a bad idea. You know, I leave for college in September of this year, and I would love it if we could hit 1,000 subs by then. And if you subscribed, it would really go a long way in making that dream a reality. All in all, I spent 1 hour trying to get the glitch to work in the first place, 2 hours getting back to where I was, and another hour trying to get the glitch to work again. And do you wanna know what the worst part was? Whilst I was trying to get the glitch to work a second time, you know, after restoring the game to an earlier version, I had to leave the game to eat dinner. And in that time that I was eating, I had put my PlayStation into rest mode, and the game automatically updated itself to the more current version, and on that version, I still managed to pull off the glitch, meaning that that whole 2 hour long detour was completely unnecessary. With that finally out of the way, however, I was able to meet Bill and formulate a plan to nick a car battery from his one crashed car in an old high school in order to fix up a working one. On our way to grab this battery, we get given our first nail bomb. This is by no means the most powerful tool we have, but it is at the very least nice to have handy. Having grabbed this, we make our way to the crashed car, brute force our way through a bunch of zombies, discover the battery is no longer there, and question why I ever trusted Bill. Because of Bill's stupid, we're now trapped in a high school surrounded and filled with zombies. So high school, and after beating our way through these zombies, we encounter our first bloater. This is fine, this is fine. This is very, very fine. Oh no, okay, that's a big boy. Come on, step on the bomb. Come on. Just step on the bomb for me. You know you want to. You know, no. Step on the bomb. Thank you! See, was that so hard? No, I just need you to do it 3 more times, please. Alley-oop. No, the bomb is behind you, actually, so if you could just... Oh, no. Okay, we are out of arrows. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, more arrows. Well, actually, the same arrows, but still... Don't you... That wasn't meant for you! Oh, yo! That was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh, okay. Nice. After roasting those shrooms, we make our way out of there and stumble upon Bill's dead lover. It's a heartbreaking scene where you get to see this truly broken man come to terms with the one person he loved now being gone. More importantly though, we got a car! After getting it to work, which was a pain in the ass by the way, we ditch this boyfriend-grieving man and take his only form of transport. God, it feels good to be the heroes. 2 seconds later, we crash the car and have to deal with hunters, and it's only now that I'm beginning to wonder why Marlene ever thought we were a reliable option for this job. We can't even use a Nerf pistol. After messing up some hunters, we mess up some hunters before messing up more hunters and then falling down an elevator shaft. You know, I think this might be karma. Down here, we stumble upon too many infected, including another bloater, but with the aid of Molotovs, we're able to make it through, no questions asked. Except for like where this big boy was hiding, because this whole space is pretty closed off and I explored all of it before he appeared, and there was no big boy here to be seen, but he just kind of is here now, which, like... okay, I guess. Ignoring that blatant plot hole, we mess up some hunters, only to have a hunter mess us up, only to have Ellie mess that hunter up. Aww. I'm so proud of her. She's really coming into her own. You know what, Ellie, the 14-year-old girl? I think you've earned this gun. We give this literal child a gun, mess up some hunters, and outrun the hunter's tank, which I guess they have. Hiding away from a tank, we find Sam and Henry, a duo of brothers who are a ticket out of here. Together with Henry, we plan to mess up some hunters and sneak our way out of this godforsaken city. But first, we rest up because a good night's sleep is very important. Having gotten our 8 hours of sleep, we initiate our plan to mess up a bunch of hunters, which goes surprisingly well. Until it doesn't. In a fight or flight situation, Sam and Henry abandon us and we're forced to make our own way out. Just kidding, we jump off a bridge. We wake up on a beach, barely clinging to life. We barely made it out of there, like, barely. But hey, why live life with a newfound appreciation caused by a near-death encounter when you can immediately risk it all by going into a shady-as-hell sewer in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? Because there is no way this could possibly go wrong. Whoops. Having been split off from Ellie, we're forced to use this kid as a replacement, but he's just not the same, you know? Just doesn't have the same bloodthirst as Ellie. But hey, on the bright side, Ellie's back, and on the not so bright side, she's being chased by all the clickers, just like all of them. Not to worry though, because I stocked up on pin bombs, molotovs, and baseball bats, so holding these guys off for the time being is a piece of... well, not cake, but like a Mr. Kipling at least. Now we've made it to a lovely suburb where we can truly just sit down and relax. Or not, that's cool too. Since we've got Mr. Oswald on us, we have to be extra careful in taking him out. But don't worry, because once we do take him out, we get to use his gun to mess up some hunters. This might be a problem. And what do you know? This is a problem, because there's no way around this. I tried just not using it, but that just got people killed. I tried looking for a skip for this part, but there just isn't one currently known. I even tried going back to the sewer section to stock up on pin bombs, so that way I could lay them out before taking over the sniper, and they would then mess up the hunters for me. But I just couldn't take out enough of them. And even if I could, immediately after that the tank comes out and I have to shoot the guy in it or else he kills everyone and I'm screwed. I'm sorry, but there's just no way around this. We have to use the sniper here. And I guess that's it. You know, I've really not been doing these challenge videos for very long at all, and this is really my first loss. I didn't expect it to sting so bad. But I can't just let it be, I can't just stop. I have to keep going. Sure, it might not be possible to beat the game, but look at what I've done so far. I took out multiple bloaters, messed up a metric ton of hunters, and even spent 4 hours of my life on one simple glitch. Whether it's possible or not, I want to keep on going, just to see how much of this I can do, instead of how much I can't. I might not win this time, but I don't care. Three months have passed and we've lost Sam and Henry. We're in the middle of nowhere, hopelessly trying to deliver Ellie to where she has to be, and by this point, I was going a tad bit insane. You know, Ellie definitely seems like the kind of girl who would listen to BuzzFeed Unsolved when she goes to sleep. Tell me I'm not the only one getting those vibes off of her. But I guess hopeless isn't a word, because we stumble upon Tommy, our brother, and he is thriving. He's got a whole protected community going on with a town, working electricity, and even a wife. Damn! However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because just 5 seconds after making it here, the base is stormed by raiders. Is my karma really that bad? After everything we've been through, these raiders are no problem, but what is a problem is the fact that Ellie just stole a horse and rode off. A terrible first impression on her surrogate uncle, if I do say so myself. We, alongside Tommy, chase her down, molotoving some goons in the process, until finding her cooped up in a weirdly untouched and pristine house. Tommy and I escort Ellie back to town, where me and Ellie decide to go our separate ways to Tommy and ditch him, taking one of his horses with us. Family reunion, yay! Before we do though, Tommy lets us know where we need to go to deliver Ellie, some university with a science lab apparently advanced enough to engineer a cure to save mankind. Did I mention that's why we're delivering her, by the way? I don't think I did. My bad. Trotting up to the uni, we stumble upon a freaking flamethrower, and remember when I said that bows were the most important part of our arsenal? That was another lie, because this big old beauty is the most important part of our arsenal. It's like the Molotov and the bow had a baby on a course of illegal steroids, because this thing is kinda like a gun. But it still isn't. Technically, it isn't a gun because it doesn't shoot flames. It throws flames, so even more technically, I can use it. Oh, that's a lot of them. Well, it's a good thing I have my handy dandy flamethrower. This is just how I assume all Americans are. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, because it's a lot more interesting. Like, come on then, get flamed. All of you just get flamed. Oi! I'm flaming! What the hell is wrong with you? Get flamed. After barbecuing the undead, we find some adorable little monkeys. And then a room filled with infected, and then some more monkeys. Amidst all of this, one thing is obvious. There is no one here to help us, and this whole place is a dud. Our only hope is to look somewhere else. And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, we're berated by a bunch of hunters. We successfully messed them up until this happens. Hello. Please don't knock me over. I think there's a bit of debris down there. It really would be too comfortable. Oh, come on. What did I just said it. No, actually I can't do that. We gotta restart encounter. Is this something that I have to do, or... Because, like, this is gonna get more in the way than the pipe in my sphincter. Yet another section where the game forces us to use our guns. This is one of my favourite games of all time, but it is making it very hard to appreciate it right now. It's a good thing my brain is massive though, because I formulated a plan to get around this. Okay, so I've gotten back to where I am with pin bombs, and... Okay, it does look like we can throw these down there. Okay. Okay, so now that they're down there... Are they close enough to the door? Shoot. What if I restart and count? I really want to be sure so that I have to play through all this again. I should probably make a save point. Probably. Okay. Let's make a save point, just to be sure. Because I am hugely worried about this not working. Okay, let's chuck that right on down there. Okay, now there is pretty much zero chance of those missing if they do work. Fingers crossed they do work. So, let's just get bombarded. Yeah, asshole, chuck me off, I get stabbed. I've heard this all already. Can you hear that? That's me intensely spamming the square button. Okay, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, come on. It's not showing me the bombs, it's not cutting to them. Well, it obviously won't cut to them, but it's not giving me a camera angle where I can see them. Which is what I really want. Yes! Okay, they're there. They are there. This is when the doors knock them out the way or something stupid like that. Oh! Look at that. I'm too clever for this world. Oh, would you... I'm so proud of myself. I'm so smart. My brain is massive. It's huge. Fortunately, once we've made it past that, the game doesn't force us to use guns again. Ellie instead takes out all the guys for us like a little badass, and Joel decides to take a nap.
Joel? Shit. Joel, here. Oh, get up. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel?
Well, this is oddly familiar. Months later, Joel is mysteriously missing. We're in the middle of nowhere, hopelessly trying to spear this deer, and I was really going insane. Oh my god. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Did I do a good bit? Was that good? I'm proud of it. Eventually, we managed to pin down the deer and run into Nathan Drake's creepy uncle. We hash out a deal with this guy, find out his name is David, and get zero bad vibes from him at all, despite the fact that he looks, sounds, and acts like he's had numerous run-ins with Chris Hansen.
Go ahead and take a seat.
A couple of hours later, we've been cooped up with David in a small secluded cabin, aka a Netflix docu-series just waiting to happen when a bunch of infected storm the place. And this section sucked. Hard. All I had was 9 arrows. No molotovs, no pin bombs, no medkits, no crafting supplies, not even a brick or bottle, just those 9 arrows. At the very least, I was able to grab a single medkit from a cupboard and one of the infected dropped a pin bomb from time to time, but other than that, I was just left with those arrows. What? I knifed you! You should have been knifed. Oh, come on. We don't have anything else as well. We can't even craft stuff. Can we leave now? What? Come on, that was like the last guy and I had to die on him. And there's about to be one inside from this window. Wow, it's almost like I've been forced to do this over and over. What? We'll do attack when I press the attack button, will ya? Just ask him a bare minimum. Oh, shoot. Don't worry, Nathan Drake, I won't let you die. Oh. In of itself, this section took me 15 minutes to get through, which I know doesn't sound like too much time, but when you're actually playing through it and dying every 30 seconds, it feels like way too much. What surprised me was the fact that this room, which comes immediately after, was like 50 times easier to get through, when normally it's 50 times harder. There's a tip for anyone struggling on their playthrough of The Last of Us. Stop playing it properly, you'll do just fine. But the good times come to an end when David reveals he was in charge of the guys who tried to off Joel back in the university, says some vague stuff about life, the universe and everything, and kindly gives prescription drugs to a child. Ellie takes her prescription drugs back to his house which she's been holding up in with a very unconscious Joel, which a few things. First of all, I'm calling BS on the fact that Ellie, a 14-year-old, stitched up his wound. His wound that literally went all the way through him and was like 1.5 inch wide. Second of all, you're telling me that she not only knows how to stitch up a wound, but how and where to inject penicillin? And third, but not least, she knows all of this, but she never thought to clean that needle? She doesn't know if that's already been inside a person or what's been in it. She should have washed it while singing happy birthday 3 times or something. Before we go forward with the rest of the video, I would like to quickly apologize for the video quality for the rest of the video. It's gonna be a little all over the place. I mean, like, the colors are gonna be really off. I started playing on a different TV, and it had different settings, and I did not, I didn't adjust the game settings for those different colors on the TV, and it looks not great at times. I'm sorry, please put up with it. I'm trying my best. Oh hey, more hunters, what a surprise. You know what else is surprising? My little, emphasis on the little, brother decided to join me at this point.
Because I'm a raging vegetarian. I was about to say raging.
You're not a vegetarian, you're a pescatarian.
I'm training.
You're training?
Yeah.
Right.
Just like they do in Attack on Titan.
I swear to God.
You hate on it.
There's no way that's making it in. I'm not including any reference to Attack on Titan in my video. He then proceeded to show me some titans.
The Cart Titan!
The Cart Titan. That is not a real thing. There is no
Titan.
such thing as the Cart Titan.
Yeah, it's used for transport and that, and it's the one that can stay in it for longest. 2 months she stayed in it for, but she's disgusting.
Oh, well, that's impressive. 2 months?
Cart
As a cart?
Titan. No, it's
So I assume she just turns into a cart. Is there a horse titan?
I'll give you. This is like the best one I can find of it. What?
That's not real.
That
is not real.
Got another one.
They gave it a gun.
No, it doesn't come in forms like that. Look, it comes in forms like this too as well. I can't get rid of the fox.
They gave it a gun. Refusing to acknowledge Oliver's existence any further, I evaded all of David's men until David decided to pull a Thanos and got me himself. He then tries to chop Ellie up into little pieces, but she uses the power of somehow still having teeth in a zombie apocalypse where toothbrushes are rarer than gold to escape. At the same time, Joel wakes up from his 3-month power nap, walks off his fatal wounds, and passes on the favour to a bunch of David's goons. Meanwhile, Ellie is having a bit of a tussle with David in a barbecue joint that's being barbecued. Meanwhile, Joel has stumbled onto David's settlement where he finds the burning restaurant. Meanwhile, Ellie and David's tussle intensifies and Ellie manages to get the upper hand, taking him out and then some.
Overwatch, for example.
Oliver, this is a really, really emotional scene. Can you stop talking about Overwatch for 2 seconds?
Only because I want to show you that Fortnite is horrible.
I just like the game.
It's horrid.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
For the final time, we cut to many months later, ignoring a bunch of infected and climb on over this perfectly safe son of a bitch. We wake up in a bed surrounded by people with guns, who I guess I'm gonna have to yet again take out. It's like the 50th time, but okay. Oh hey Marlene! So, turns out after everything, we've finally made it. This is where it all ends. They're gonna take Ellie and make a cure, and then we can go. Only it's not that simple. No, they're not just gonna take Ellie and do some experiments on her to make a cure. They're gonna perform fatal surgery on her to make a cure. And now we're left with a choice. Save Ellie and leave mankind to crumble? Or save mankind? I'm kidding, of course we're gonna save her. She's the only one out of the 2 of us who can use a gun. I pick her off the table and make it out of there. Saving her and finishing the game. Well, yes. We couldn't beat the game gunless, we did get pretty damn close. And at the end of the day, isn't the fact that I was bold enough to try all that matters? Or maybe this was just bloody stupid, who knows? I would like to thank Anthony Caliber before we close out. His speedrun video guide was a huge help in getting past Bill's trap, and I would have failed this run so much easier if it wasn't for him, so again, a huge thanks. I'd also like to humbly ask you to subscribe. Like I said, I go off to college in September of this year, and I would love it if we could hit 1,000 subs by then. It's crazy, I know, but with your help, I think we could make this dream become a reality. And with all that said and done, I've been Robbie with an IE. You've been amazing. Have a lovely day.